I tallied up the votes from last video and this is the topic you guys chose. To vote for tomorrow's video, make sure to click the link on the top of the screen right now. What's up my net soldiers, I am the Net Alliance, and today we have the question, what if Jango Fett survived in Star Wars Episode 2 Attack of the Clones? So let's jump right into the scenario. So just like in the movies, the Jedi are surrounded by tons of battle droids, and although they're holding up pretty well, they are starting to dwindle in numbers. Mace Windu and Jango Fett begin to fight. Mace is like, yo, I can't believe you burned my favorite robe, bruh. Not cool, homie. So he charges Jango. But instead of Mace decapitating Fett, Jango ducks under his saber and lands a kick to Mace Windu's abdomen, temporarily stunning the Master Jedi. Jango then uses his jetpack to fly backwards away from Mace, gaining distance from the Jedi. Windu charges again, deflecting a few more of Jango's blasts. He manages to get close enough to swing his saber, cutting Jango's right hand clean off, sending the bounty hunter's dismembered hand and the blaster flying a few feet away. Windu then slashes Jango across the chest, deep enough to penetrate Jango's armor and burn his skin. Mace then delivers a powerful force-infused kick right to the damaged area right on Jango's chest, causing the bounty hunter to fly back against the arena wall, breaking his back. At this point, Fett could only watch helplessly as Windu came closer and closer until Windu stood at Jango's feet. Fett was completely beaten. There was nothing he could do, only accept his fate and embrace death. Mace lifts his blade, preparing to strike Fett down. But before he can, a blaster shot is heard close by as Mace Windu grabs his back in pain and falls to his knees. Soon after, two more shots go right into the Jedi. Jango's injuries begin to get the better of him as Fett begins to lose consciousness. While Windu's body fell limp, Fett looked to see who saved him. It was Boba, wielding his father's pistol. Boba ran to his father's side and pulled Jango out of the arena. From there, Boba would probably get his father some medical attention, and after some time, Jango would make a full recovery. But what would happen after this? Well, I feel Jango may want to leave this life behind. Not that he would kill himself, of course, but he would wish to take Boba and escape the turmoil of the recently begun Clone Wars. However, there are a few problems standing in his way. First off, the Republic know him to be working with the Separatists, putting him up with the topmost wanted criminals in the galaxy. Second, Dooku has money and power, and Jango may want a piece of that power pie, and I'm sure Dooku doesn't mind keeping him around to do a little bit more of his dirty work. So for Jango, it's either escape and live in exile for all of eternity, with a massive price on his head, or stay with Dooku and fight with the Separatists against the Republic. Now I don't know which one Jango would pick, but I know he's smart, I know he's an able fighter, and he wants the best for Boba. So I reckon he'd stay and fight with the Separatists. And as time would pass, Jango would eventually be established as the Separatist general alongside General Grievous. From there, both generals would go on to lead their forces into many victories. But you see, Grievous was a warrior who craved glory. And if Jango kept stealing his thunder, Grievous would have to bring the lightning down on him. So while fighting on a Republic-controlled planet, I want to say like Felucia because I think that's a pretty cool planet, so we'll go with that. Grievous planned to betray and kill the bounty hunter. Now the general could have sent assassins, or even his own personal bodyguard, but he rather faced Jango by himself, and personally watched the life leave Fett's eyes. Jango and a few of his droids scouted into the lush forest. He planned on scouting out to find the Republic's encampment, but as he found out that day, Grievous had other plans. As he and his scouting party removed themselves further and further from the rest of the army, Grievous dropped down from a nearby tree branch, landing in front of Jango and his droids. Grievous, what are you doing here? Jango asks. Grievous wields his lightsabers, and in a menacing response, he says,
taking out the trash.
They jump into battle as Grievous dispatches all the scouting droids that came with Jango. Jango Fett found himself alone as he fired shot after shot at General Grievous, but Grievous was skilled with a lightsaber and was able to deflect the blast right back at Jango's helmet, knocking it off his head. Jango was one incredible fighter, but Grievous was a walking lightsaber-wielding tank. Because of this, Fett used all the tricks and gadgets he had in an attempt to outdo Grievous, the most effective of which was his flamethrower, burning both Grievous's cloak and scorching some of the internal wires. Enraged, Grievous picked Fett up with one arm and threw him 10 feet away. Fett got back to his feet. Knowing that he may not make it back, he sent a message to Boba, telling his son to leave the Separatists and run. He told his son he loved him. Then he looked up at Grievous. Both, beaten and injured, knew that only one of them were leaving alive that day. And after a brief taunt by Grievous,
once I'm done with you, I'll come for your son.
Grievous's taunt got to Jango, and the anger began to swell within him. Fett, with his pistols and all his gadgets, and General Grievous with his lightsabers, charged at each other. Now this is where I choose to end this theory, because I want to hear what you guys think is going to happen happen next? Will Jango win and return to Boba, or will Grievous kill Jango? And what would happen after that? Will Boba seek revenge on General Grievous when he finds out the truth of his father's death on Felucia? Let me know your opinions in the comments below. Remember to like and subscribe if you guys enjoy my videos, and until next time guys, we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.